Hi guys, my name is Jason and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Payclub. And we're building a next generation payment platform to help groups of all sizes manage money together. The problem for most payment facilitators isn't about creating new financial products. There's multiple companies, multiple banks, multiple payment services, multiple loans that are out there. The biggest issue that they actually are trying to solve is acquiring users, being able to teach them how to use that product, and then getting daily use from those users. And right now we're seeing a huge trend within Gen Z. There's a fundamental shift. 80% of Gen Z doesn't have a credit card. 66% don't have banks. There's multiple different outlets trying to go after every single Gen Z, and they're all failing due to the payment companies that have been able to come in and move them over. And right now, when it comes to collecting money with a group, there's really not a lot of options. We're collecting multiple different reasons, okay? And this is what they're all spending their money on. Clubs and organizations, group trips, travel, dinner. We've all been there before. But the problems with collecting money with a group, they're broken. It's one person collecting from multiple people. No insight onto what's been collected and who's been spending the money and where the money is going. And that's why we built Payclub. With Payclub, you can create unlimited groups, each with their own individual digital debit card. With these groups, you can create them for any reason. Clubs and organizations, group trips, travel, dinners. We give total control so you can edit on the go. And of course, you can collect and pay instantly, anywhere that Visa is accepted. And here's how it works. You create a group, you collect, add every single member into that group automatically, and then you're able to track every single thing together. So the entire group's able to see who's paid and who hasn't. And of course, no one's providing a group payment experience. The peer-to-peer transfer systems, they're all vertical. They're one-to-one, one person collecting from multiple people. The club management systems, they're expensive and archaic. Students don't want to be on these systems. And as well as the IOU trackers, although great, they're collecting and giving you the idea of what's already been spent. But we're collecting for what's going to be spent. And our team, it's pretty stacked. For the past 10 years, I traveled over 200 universities, first as a fraternity consultant. I trained and managed over 60 chapters individually on my own, as well as was able to travel to other universities across 5 countries. During my travels, I trained on everything from member management, event planning, and record keeping. After that, I ended up starting a travel company that was acquired, and I was at the ground floor of now the largest collegiate travel company in the United States. There, we ended up traveling over 500,000 students, 60 million in revenue, and it was just acquired for 25 million only a few months ago. And I have a pretty stacked team behind me. People from Acorns, Zest Finance, LC Algorithms. We know what we're doing, and we know how to go after them. We are one of the few people who really truly understand how to go after the college student and onboard them. And that's where it gets really interesting. When it comes to fraternity networks, they're the most social groups on campus. They spend 300% more than the average college student. So by going after a college treasurer and giving them a better service to be able to offer to their students so that they can onboard everyone, they're actually acquiring the customers for us. They're educating the users for us, and then they are using it on their everyday experiences. So while they might start with using it for club dues, they're now using it for their roommates. They're now using it for that weekend road trip. And this is how we're able to expand. What's really interesting, we only offered this a couple months ago, and we are already expanding pretty fast. Just in the past few days, we're now at 2,000 users from when I submitted this. And we are expanding because school just started this week. We've done $120,000 in transactions, and we're doing pretty good. But what's really interesting is our ability to really go after these students. You have to understand, for them, their collegiate spending and how they're spending their money has never really been solved. And so for us, when it comes to a bank is willing to spend over $500 to acquire each individual user. But our CAC is less than $5 a user. And so for us, being able to acquire users at such a massive base makes us really put into a great situation where we can now use our services to work with those banks, with the other payment platforms, and offer future services to those users as they're onboarded en masse across college campuses. If you're interested in getting involved, join the club. Thank you.